You know the job interview question, what interests you about this position? It's one of those questions that comes across as being easy to answer and not something that you have to spend a lot of time preparing for. All you have to do is to say why you've applied. If that's how you feel about this question, you should watch this episode because what I've just said cannot be further from the truth. I'll see you in a second and I explain what I mean. Welcome to the Career Upgrade. My name is Petra Pierce and I'm a career strategist and a coach. I help professionals just like you to upgrade their career and maximize their performance. Here on this channel, I'm sharing insights on how to answer interview questions as well as tips on how to level up in your career. And today we're looking at the interview question, what interests you about this position? It sure sounds like a straightforward question to answer, but in actual fact, it is easy to miss the mark on this one. First of all, you should definitely not say that you're interested in the position because you need the money or the job, even if it's true. And you should avoid short answers like, I've heard it's a great company so I've decided to apply, or I always wanted to work in a big company. It's not that there's anything wrong with these answers, but you're not giving the interviewer what they're looking for when they ask this question. There's a number of things that the interviewer is checking with this seemingly easy question. Besides wanting to know precisely what's implied with the question, meaning wanting to know what you find interesting about the position, they also want to check if you've taken the time to actually think about this, or whether you've applied just because you need a job. In other words, they're checking that you are genuinely interested and what it is that you find interesting. They also want to understand what career aspirations you have and how well their role fits into those aspirations. And they want to check if you understand the requirements of the role and that you are able to fill the need that they have. So in order for you to nail the answer to this question, you do need to prepare. And the best way to prepare is by reading the job description carefully so that you fully understand the requirements of the role and so that you can formulate how you, with your experience and skills, can solve their needs. Plus, you want to determine how this role is fitting into your overall career aspirations so you can articulate that too. If you want tips on how to prepare for a job interview, make sure to check out this video where I explain in a lot more details what you should do to be prepared. In that video, I explain exactly what research you should do, how to get clear on what you want and don't want, and much more. So make sure to check that video out after you've finished watching this one. Okay, so now you know what they're looking for and that you need to prepare, so let's see what an example answer can look like. In this example, the interview is for a team leader position within accounting, so the answer could sound something like this. There's a number of things that makes me interested in this position and your company. First of all, I've been working as a senior accountant for several years now, and in the last year, my manager has been leaning more and more towards my ability to lead the team's daily operation so that she can focus on the strategic side. It has made me realize how much I like leading teams, which is why I'm looking for that as my next job. For me, it's the logical next step in my career. Secondly, the group that I'm working in is now a 5-person team, which is the same size as your team. You also have the same accounting system that we use and that I'm a super user in. So from that perspective, it feels like this is an ideal role for me. Another attraction is that you're mentioning in the job description that you've started looking into streamlining and automating the accounting processes across all your countries. In my current job, I project manage the same type of initiative, which involved 10 different countries. So I know exactly what it takes and I know what the pitfalls are and the possible speed bumps that can come up. Plus, I really enjoyed leading that project and I would love the opportunity to do that again. Let's talk about why this answer works. First, you started with sharing your aspirations of taking a leadership role where you see a team leader role being the logical next step. You spoke about the position and you made clear that you already have experience of leading a similar sized team, albeit not formally. Then, by mentioning that you are a super user in the accounting system that they use, you're letting them know that you're able to be productive quickly, plus that you'll be able to provide guidance and support to team members if needed. And finally, you made sure to mention your project management experience, since it's clear from the job description that this initiative is an important one for the company. And here they now have a candidate that has recent experience of leading the exact same type of project, which is likely to be very attractive for the interviewer. And that's why this answer works. In a minute, I'll be sharing a bonus tip that can, if you do it right, set you apart from the rest of the candidates. But before I do that, let's recap what we've learned about how to answer the question, what interests you about this position. The first one is to don't get fooled into thinking that this is an easy question, which you can give a short answer to, and that you don't have to prepare. The second learning is that the interviewer wants to understand how interested you are, if you have career aspirations, and how well this position fits into those aspirations. Plus, they want to check if you understand what the requirements are in the role and how you can fill their need. And then the third learning is to answer by focusing on 3 things. 1, your aspirations. 2, why their position fills those aspirations. And 3, that you understand the requirement and how hiring you will fill the need that they have. Here's another important thing to remember when answering this question. Even if the question is about what you are interested in, your answer should be focused on what they're gaining by hiring you. If you keep this in mind and prepare your answer accordingly, you'll breeze through this question without any problem. Here's my bonus tip for you. End your answer with an open-ended question related to the need that you've identified that they have. The reason why you want to do this is that it signals to the interviewer that you are interested enough about the position that you are asking questions during the interview, and you're not just responding to their questions. What it also does is showing the interviewer that it's not only them that is evaluating you, you are also evaluating them and are not just trying to land any job. So continuing with our example, you can finish your answer by asking, I got the impression from reading the job description that you've already started with the initiative of streamlining and automating the accounting process, so I'm curious, what's been your discovery so far? This approach tends to change the dynamic in the room towards a regular meeting rather than an interview. Not only that, by asking the right questions, and the key word are right questions, you give the interviewer an experience of what it would be like working with you, which will make them remember you better. This approach is especially useful if the interviewer is the hiring manager. So that's my bonus tip for you. Now you know why you're asked the question, how to prepare for it, and how to answer it. So I hope you found it useful. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway is from what I've just shared with you. Also, if there's a specific interview question that you'd like me to do a video about, let me know in the comment or send me a message. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.